There it goes. It didn't make as much of a noise because it's thinner, but that was the sound of my second beer opening, and this is the sound of our 74th episode starting. And by the time it's over, there will be 74 episodes under the belt, and we'll have 75 next week, and we'll have more than 73. And our next big milestone after 75 is 100, dude. How's that make you feel?
Um, Really crazy because 100's going to happen right at the beginning of December. So
And then we're going to turn right back around and have our end of year shit.
so very honestly thinking on it now, we're halfway through this year. What the freak, dude? That's
Yeah, by the
crazy.
time this will come out the 29th, if everything goes according to plan, this will come out the 29th. That's 3 days away from June. May's got 31 days, right?
Yeah. Yeah, today, last week was our graduation episode, but today is actually the exact 10-year date since we graduated. It was May
Oh, it
27th.
is.
Yeah.
It is.
So, I'm going to take a celebratory drink and toast to both of us for making it not just 10 years, but also for now documenting a year and a half of that 10 years. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and for anybody that just saw me drink both of those beers, don't worry, I'm not an alcoholic. I just accidentally opened one of them too early. And I like opening them right at the beginning of the episode, but I opened my first one about 45 seconds prior.
Yeah.
So I had to open my second one.
Had to redo it. Those crisp crack of a can have they've become a nice tradition for the kickoff of this.
The full-size cans are better, though. These little things just let
Yeah.
off that little piddly-ass noise. It didn't sound like anything.
This one is technically bigger than a full size can, and then this one is even bigger than a full size can.
You got to get the whole family. You got to get a regular-size can.
Dude, that needs to be one of the card. That needs to be one of our BBP cards. It's the Bud Light family. Oh, I love that.
Shit.
Oh, I love
I
that.
should have broke out one of my newly acquired beer glasses, but they're in Jocelyn's car and have been since we won them.
Yeah, haven't made their way to be drank out of.
But before we go into other things, let's get into business as usual. What did your last week consist of? Was there anything good?
Memorial Day weekend, basically. Saturday, we went down to Heiko. Faith and Layla hung out with Eugene, and Eugene's daughter Morgan had a baby 2 months ago, and he was watching her for the first time by himself, so we came down the second day, and Faith hung out with him and the baby, and did a little work. Then I made my way to Beckley. The only reason I mention this is because I'm throwing it in here because I have a bunch of Batman cars. I walked into the toy shop down there and straight to the Hot Wheels section, and sure enough, found me the 6 and 7 vehicle out of the 16-figure Silver Series Batman Hot Wheels line. So super excited about that. That was cool. I paid $6 for each of them, and the Batwing itself is reselling, or not even reselling. It's being sold on Walmart for $18. So good
Nice.
win. Yeah, good win. And Sunday was a good day. We celebrated Memorial's Day. We went down to Summers County, which is in the bottom of the state. Specifically
were
where
way
we were at
down
too.
there.
Yeah, we were way out, and that's where Faith's dad's hunting camp is, though. And Faith had grown up there, as a kid and in her teen years, but she hasn't been there in 10 plus years, she said. And so we went down there, and her dad had been cleaning it up, and we celebrated, hung out with him and her uncle and her cousins and stuff, which ended up being a really cool day. She was we were driving out there, and it was all back roads and whatever, and she was like, yeah, this could be really sketchy if you think about it the wrong way. And I was like, this is literally how I grew up, Faith. Like, these are just back roads.
Yeah.
In the hunting camp.
The only difference is you weren't smoking drugs while you were on that one.
Yeah, the hunting camp. Yeah. Man, if only. Memorial Day would have been a good time too, but But got to the hunting camp and sure, yeah, it was just nice. It was a good all around weekend. Cool to kind of see another area that Faith was from and see where her dad's actually from and where he hangs out. Plus, it's a piece of land that we'll probably end up inheriting at least a portion of. So cool to have eyes on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So that was fun. It was just a long day. It took for it. That was a very long day. It was a 3 hour and 15 minute drive back home. So
Damn.
yeah, yeah, it was tough. But then Monday I was off for actual Memorial Day. Golfed with Dalton, dude. Dalton texted me and he said, "Hey man, would you want to golf Sunday?" I said, "I can't Sunday, but I'll be free Monday." And he ended up being off too. He drove down to play with me. And I ended up only getting to play 9 with him because he didn't make it down till like 10:30. But Tristan came out too, and me, him, Tristan, and Tristan's girlfriend Jessica. We were all just golfing, dude. Such a good time. It was so good to see Dalton. It was, man, it was just such a blast. We caught up, talked about the kids, talked about work. Talked about you. We talked about trying to get you to come out to get golfing. Then I was like, "Dude, Wyatt's moving up." I was talking about where you're moving to, and he was like, "Yeah." I
I talked to him about a week or so ago.
Yeah, about you mentioning that to him, and I said, "Why?" I said, "There's a casino, however far away, 30 minutes away, and
10 minutes away."
Oh,
yeah,
oh.
yeah, it's right down the road. Yeah.
Oh, well, even better than, well, he got super excited. He's like, "Oh, I've never been to a casino, dude." And I was like, "Well, then we definitely have to freaking go." So, when you guys get moved in there, we definitely need to plan a weekend to come up and just hang out and do some shit, too. I'm excited.
I told Jocelyn that I wanted to, like, for anybody who was able and willing to show up, I wanted to have the fantasy football draft there. Like, we'd do it like we do, every year at whenever we go to my mom's house or whatever, whenever we just sit in the room and hang out on our phones or whatever, because everybody wasn't there, and I don't have the patience to do a draft board and then fill in the...
Yeah, everybody go up and freak it, yeah.
I don't have the patience for that shit, but yeah, I wanted to, like, just whoever could make it, which we don't have a very spacious house, but we could make it work. I tell her to go to her dad's.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go to your dad's. But yeah, it's not a lot of space, but it's a house, which is nice. It's better than this apartment building shit. Like, I've lived in apartment buildings ever since I moved out. Going on 7 years. This is my 7th year out of Glenville. So it's
they suck.
Apartment buildings are a pain in the ass. Yeah, I'm really tired of being in them. Like, some are better than others. Like, this one's not bad. Mm-hmm. Just the only problem that I have here is the jackass across the hall that always slams his door. But I've had worse problems at other places. But yeah, it's going to be different to have a house. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Not a ton of room, not a big yard, but we have a little bit of yard. We have a porch.
You have your own space.
3 bedrooms and.
Oh, nice. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely get into something then, because that's what we were talking about, was just how hard it is, especially now. Because I mean, me and him's been talking since like last December of just getting together, and then then we slowly started talking about golfing. But yeah, it would be such a blast. But it was cool to see him. Cool to see Tristan. Tristan's doing good. He's being Tristan, same old Tristan, just a grown up adult version. And I played my first 9, and I finished the first 8. I didn't get a finish 9. I was like 10, 11 over on my first 8, dude. Played terribly. Dalton and Tristan get there, and I shoot a total of 5 over through my second 9. And that is including a double on number 2. And to finish out number 2, to close out my double and not a triple, I chipped it in off the green, and it was super freaking cool and super funny. Yeah. And it was even funnier because I was just mad because I went to hit it the first time and I completely missed the ball and just dug into the dirt because it was so wet. So I was just sitting there and I started laughing at myself, and then Dalton and Tristan started laughing. I was like, and I just hit it and started walking, and it went boop boop, perfect right in the hole, and it was just ideal. It was cool.
Yeah.
But ended up playing really good. Everybody did. It was just a good day, good time, and finished out Memorial Day going up to see my sister. Hung out with them. Her and Devin cooked us lunch, and Layla played with the boys. So, been really eventful. A whole lot of driving, and yeah, that's about it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got into jack shit. I got into sitting on my couch. I got rained out. We got sent home early Tuesday, but benefit of the union stuff is once you make it to X amount of hours, they have to pay you for the full day. So I was at least there to get paid for the whole day. Then they sent us home around 2:30. Then I get a text. Let me look back through my texts. My boss only texts me one thing, and it's we're rained out. Okay, so I wake up Wednesday. I get ready to go to work and stuff. I leave the house at about 5:30. Stop and get some breakfast, get some coffee, or what have you. I get, luckily not that far away, 6 a.m. Get a text. We're rained out today, so thanks for letting me know. See you tomorrow. 8:50 that night. We're rained out for tomorrow. Not sure about Friday yet. I said, okay, cool. So I stayed up a little late because I was about to, I wasn't about to go to bed, but I was about to start settling down. I was about to go brush my teeth, sit down, find something on the TV to watch an episode or two of, then go to bed. But I get the text at 8:50. We're rained out for tomorrow. Not sure about Friday yet. And then Thursday, we decide, because I got my first paycheck from them. That was only a day, but, it's more than a day used to be for me, money-wise. Yeah. So we decided to go out to dinner and have a couple drinks. We're sitting there at the bar waiting on our pizza. And get a text. I was dead set on eating and going home. And then I get a text at 6:15. Rained out again. See you Tuesday. I said, oh, sweet. So then we stayed there a little bit longer. And then I get a text last night after I was already asleep, which sucked. I would have stayed up a little bit and played some 2K or something. But a text at 11 o'clock because I was already in bed for an hour and a half at that point. Rained out tomorrow. So I wake up and I wake up at 5 a.m. like I normally do. And that's the first thing I see. And I'm like, well, now I'm awake and I'm not going back to bed. So I went like an old man, came in here and watched the news. But yeah, other than that, dude, I didn't do too much exciting for Memorial Day. I had a good time. It was fun. Just nothing out of the ordinary. I went to Jocelyn's sister's house, and she cooked out, and her dad was late as hell, like he always is. Tony got his house back. I'm not gonna...
That's good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna dive into the details of that on air, but you know what I'm talking about. Tony is back at his house. And it's just him.
That's
so.
Also expected. So
yeah. If he didn't, I'd probably have to whoop his ass for being the idiot. But yeah, he's back at his house. He spent all day cutting his grass and doing side missions, and was very late to the cookout. And then, what else did we do? I think the day before Memorial Day, I went with them to Walmart. Right, I go with them to Walmart. And that turned us into us driving all around Westmoreland County for 3 hours. Which wasn't bad, but it was shitty outside.
Can I ask why?
They just wanted to. Dude, Tony's like a dog. I don't mean that in a mean way, but he's like a golden retriever. He just seeing things. We seriously went to 2 parks where there were dams at. And the first one was about an hour or so away, and then the other one was on the way home. It was his gas, his truck, so I couldn't complain too much. But it was also dude, it's evening time. When we got to the second one, it was already dark. It's evening time. It's dark outside. It's raining, and by the time we left, it was pissing the rain down.
Yeah.
I'm I don't really object to doing all this stuff, but I'd rather go on a nicer day.
Yeah, he sounds like a 16-year-old.
After I get my fishing license. Yeah.
That's also another thing. Yeah.
Let me get my fishing license. We'll go out on a nice day, and then I'll be more than willing to go. You know what I mean? Which I was willing to go anyway. I wasn't doing anything better, but It was still just like, why are we going to all these places at nighttime?
Yeah, the extent of it was, yeah, it's not what you were doing. It's just you weren't prepared for the travel.
Yeah.
For the duration, which also makes sense.
It's so funny. I think sometimes he forgets I'm from West Virginia because I remember we were on this country ass road, nothing like home, but it was out there.
Yeah.
And he was like, "You ever been on a road like this?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like all of them. Like all of the roads. Like I used to have to drive on roads like this to get to a goddamn Walmart. Yeah, I've been on roads like this. I'm not from New Ken. I'm not from around here. I am from the middle of nowhere. I've seen more nowhere than you have, I'm sure.
Yeah. Holy shit, that would be funny. Yeah, if he ever if for whatever reason he ever comes down here, we're just taking a day. We're gonna tell him, hey, fill up your truck. We're gonna take you for a drive, and we'll really show him the middle of nowhere and make him really wonder if West Virginia is the South.
Yeah, we could take him to some roads where he would actually, even he would be like, I think maybe we should turn back.
Yeah, like
you're in it now, dude. Sorry.
We normally wouldn't drive on them, but for you, we are now driving on these. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but it was a good time. It was good to get out of the house and all that shit.
That's how I thought.
I got free dinner out of it, so I can't complain too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, that's how I thought both days. It's I got home Monday evening. Monday evening when we were actually home when I was sitting down. I was like, dude, I've been off for 3 days and I feel like I haven't done anything. Aside, I did get a golf, so I was like, I gotta give myself a golf. But then I was like, nah, you know what? It's kind of nice to be busy though. Like I was very productive, saw a lot of people, did a lot of things that were kind of necessary, and Faith and Layla had a good time, which ends up being, that adds to it even more. So.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to some weekends where I'm just gonna do nothing though. Hopefully, those come too soon.
Those weekends are good. Like they're not. It's not good for every weekend to be like that, but like I feel like I haven't had enough of those weekends. Now, luckily, my whole week, the weekdays were like that last week. But my weekends aren't very much of that anymore because Jocelyn just has a short attention span. She's not in nursing school anymore. So she doesn't have anything to keep herself occupied. She doesn't start work till next week. So hopefully next week I'll get some of those weekends back.
Yeah.
That she just had too much energy just going stir crazy, not having anything to do. So on the weekends, whenever I'm free, she's like, hey, you want to do this? You want to do this? You want to do this? I'm like, not really.
Yeah.
Like when I got back from Maine, I have one day off. I get called into work on that day, so I get called in to go in the next day. And I go in, and I come back, and then it was that Friday, like my first off day after getting to this new job, and then she's like, hey, you want to go do something? I'm like, I have been working 12 to 16-hour days all the way up the goddamn East Coast of the United States for the past week. I had about 10 hours to rest before I went back to work. Said, no, I don't want to do something.
No. And that's just honest. It's just rest days are necessary for both your body and mind. And even, I don't know. Nothing I did this weekend was super strenuous on my mind aside from the few hours of work I did. But you're still not resting. Like, you're constantly occupied. You're constantly thinking. You're on the go. And it's like, yeah, no, I would rather not do it. I will because I love you. And we will do stuff. But, yeah, oh, my gosh. It's so funny. Me and Faith are pretty much on the same wavelength of, we know who each other are and what we're going to do. But with Layla is an addition that I don't think she took into consideration, or didn't take into consideration, didn't think about, was like, we feel guilty if we just have weekends where we're doing nothing. Like, we want to make sure, especially with both of us working throughout the day, that if we're free on the weekends, we're not obligated to do things for family or with family, that we try to do something with her, even if it's small. It's a huge benefit. Like, those days are never tough. They're fine. It's just
Yeah.
it's an addition that I didn't really think of either. Was, oh man, no, you want to make sure that they're doing something. You don't want them to be bored. Even though she's 2, she doesn't give a shit. She doesn't care.
Right?
She doesn't care. She's playing make believe with her wooden ice cream cones.
Yeah, dude, I heard it was a clip from a podcast. I heard Mark Norman talk about it, and he was like, "Yeah," he said, "the thing about men," he said, "we don't want to do anything." He said, "We'll do it, but we don't want to."
Yeah, and if we want to do it, we want to do it. We tell you we want to do it. Like, it's.
He had told some story about how, like, he was with this one girl one time, and he, like, lied about, I don't know if it was him or the guy that he was talking to, but somebody in that clip said that they lied about when one of their flights was getting in. Their flight was supposed to get in at 4, and he said, "Yeah, my flight's not getting in until 7 or 7:30 or something like that." And they were like, and the girl was like, oh, "Okay, I'll meet you at your place at 7:30." He was like, he said, "I had to tell her that my flight was getting in later than it actually was because, like, he said, I just did a weekend full of shows. I just had this flight. Like, I just needed to be home for a minute. Like, I needed to decompress and just sit there in silence before I did anything, because I don't want to do it." He said, "I will do it, but I don't want to."
And he definitely, that guy, he needed that break in between it. Like,
Yeah.
he needed a rest. That's so funny. See, and that's actually, females would probably get mad at that without taking into consideration the consideration that was taken in when saying that. It wasn't like, "No,
yeah.
I don't want to see you tonight. I don't want. I'm tired. I just want to sleep." It was, it's actually a very thoughtful thing to. You're taking their feelings and thoughts into consideration and preventing any mass casualties from happening within the relationship. It's very smart.
Yeah, every once in a while you do got to take those sacrifices, but yeah, I wish I didn't have to. Like, I remember the day I got back from Maine. We got back, so we left. We started driving that day at 6 a.m. or 6:30. We got back at 6, and then I had to drive an hour home from the yard. And then she asked me in the middle of the day, like, "Hey, my sister's having a cookout this evening. Like, do you want to come by there whenever you get back?" And then, like, in my mind, I'm like, no, I don't, like, at all. Like, I've just been consistently not home for 7 days, and I've worked all 7 of those days. The shortest day that I had was 10 hours, and that was just one of them. The rest of them were 12 to 16. Yeah. One of them I think was 17 or 18. I was like, I just want to not do that. I said, but I'll do it, but I'm not going to be thrilled about it.
And this may just be maybe I'm just an anomaly, maybe face cool. I will say that a benefit of getting, to latter years in a relationship, and once you're past the marriage point, is that like in that exact scenario that you just gave me of you having to do that after work, and me just thinking like, oh man, I'd have to shower, I'd want to get clean, like I'd want to do all these things. Yeah. In the marriage, at my current point, I would just straight up tell her, I'd be like, listen, these are the reasons why, so no. But it's also with like, it's also just with understanding of, well, hoping that they understand. But actually, now that I think about it, every time I do it, the few times that I've done like that, I just haven't went to something. I still feel guilty, so maybe that doesn't work.
Yeah, I usually do too. I don't even know if I feel guilty or if I'm just like, oh, now she's mad at me.
See,
I don't know. I don't know if it's like, I don't know if it's guilt or if it's like, shit, now I gotta deal with this.
It would have been easier to go with option A, and yet yes. Okay, that's a good point. That's a very good point, because especially depending on the situation, that is exactly how it goes. And I feel like a lot more people will relate to, oh yeah, oh, I don't want to deal with that volcano erupting, so I better go tend to the ground rather than go and play video games or just sleep or relax or do whatever it may be. But
Watch TV or like anything.
yeah. Yeah. So you know what? Yeah, maybe my guilt, I do have guilt, but I have guilt out of knowing, Justin, you just caused yourself future trouble.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's true.
I was thinking about today and not tomorrow, and it bites me in the butt.
Oh, dude, I do that so much. I've done that like very recently with all the moving and stuff. I mean, because moving's not really like she hasn't moved much. You know what I mean? Like she's
Yeah.
been around. She's been around here her entire life. This will be the farthest that she's moved in her whole life, like ever, and it's not even an hour away.
Yeah.
And she's been like asking me. We have like a 2-month period where we can move in, but we don't have to immediately. And she's just been like asking me, like, when do you want to start sorting through stuff? When do you want to start packing stuff? When do you want to do this? When do you want to do this? And I'm just like, I don't know. And then she'll get all mad. She's like, well, we need some sort of plan. I'm like, yeah, we do, but like, I don't have to be out of here until the end of July. I said, I know that this whole moving thing's new to you, but I've moved 5 times in the last 6 to 7 years. Like, I said, and every time that I've moved, I've had to get all that shit out in a day.
Yeah.
Because it's like you get the keys one day, and then your lease is up at the other place the next day. So I'm like, I've had to just do like bang bang moving every time I've moved.
Yeah.
And it's been repeatedly. And I've moved from West Virginia to Pittsburgh. I've moved from one side of Pittsburgh to the other side of Pittsburgh. And I've just done a lot of bouncing around. So she was like, "We gotta have a game plan. We gotta be ready in this, and this." And I'm like, "Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but like, we don't need one right this second. I'm like, I'm not trying to have this place completely empty the day that we get those keys. Like,
Yeah.
like we don't have to. I gotta pay 2 months of rent on this place still. Now
Yeah.
there's gonna be 1 month because I think we're gonna move in the middle of June. But so there's gonna be at least 1 full month that I'm paying for that I'm not gonna be here for. But, that's fine. It is what it is. But yeah, she's just been real big on getting the game plan for this thing, and I'm like, dude, I can't. Like, I gotta.
See, I get where she's coming from with that, because that, like, I'm somebody that if I know something's happening, I'm prepping the second that I know. But the thing is I'm not dragging Faith or asking Faith to try to come up with a bunch of plans. Whenever I can just do my part, I'll just sort through what I have. I'll sort through what I know I can, and as I'm sorting through, I'll ask you questions. So it's more like, you can there's somewhat of a middle ground. It's just, you have so much time. There's no need to worry about it because you guys have plenty of time. Like. That's really what it comes. Yeah, you guys, it's plan, pack, prep, sort things through, do all that, but maybe think about a timeline first on, okay, when's the best time to look through these things? But also, that's something that you can do on your own. Like, that's my biggest pet peeve. Women do it all the time. They think that them taking initiative means that we are taking initiative. And it's like, okay, listen. I'm taking it at the points that I choose good and fit for my time and energy because I work on a different level than you do, and you do it at different times. I don't bother you when you sit on the couch and you see me working. So why the fuck are you doing it vice versa? Like, don't do it vice versa. It's truly a respect thing. Like, do you? I want you. You clean all you want. Just don't ask me questions. I don't care. I don't care.
I hope they don't happen to watch this one. We're both gonna be in trouble.
I tell Faith Faith knows. I tell her, I'm like, I don't care. Well, here's my other point. Here's a point to parenting. There are certain decisions that the father, especially if you're together, you're a good solid household. The father just doesn't get to make the choice. Like, so this is your Faith and I'm me, and you just asked me a question about Layla. Faith, you're not going to go with what I have to go with, what I have to say anyways. So I don't care, and I'm not even going to voice an opinion. I, as the father, trust in your decision. It's your decision. I don't care. Yeah. And then I walk away for the sole fact of why should I make an argument out of having a different opinion on you, and then we just argue, and then my opinion's still not taken.
And they were going to do your thing anyway.
Yeah, you just, let's negate that. I love you so much that I want to negate that, and I trust your motherly instincts to, and I won't throw it on you. I don't care, because guess what? I didn't give you an opinion, so it's just as much on, it's trying to find the middle ground to say the least as possible, yeah. To incriminate yourself least as possible.
Yeah, my problem that I'm going to run into, and I see it happening this week, is I'm rained out today. We could have started any of this sorting today or whatever. But you know what's going to happen? It's going to be tomorrow or Friday when I get off work. It's not going to be today when I've been sitting here the whole time and she's not been here. I mean, I'm not bagging on her for not being here. She had to go take her mom to something. I understand. Like, that's, she had obligations to do. But like, it could have been started today. And now it's either going to get started after work, or best case scenario, which would still be kind of annoying, it'll be started this evening. It'll be started at like 6 or 7 o'clock this evening. I'm like, hey, like, I want to, like, I don't want to do this now. Like, we could have done this at 10 a.m., you know what I mean?
Yeah, now's not the time to tear shit out. It's, plus you just feel like you feel more productive. Like, even whenever I got home, even, like, you just want to do stuff not in the evening time. Like, it's just that simple.
I'll do stuff. I don't mind doing stuff in the evening time if I don't have anything going on the next day. But, like, evening time stuff when I got to work in 12 hours or less, no.
Mm-hmm. See, I'm the... Just because because I'm also up... No, I'm the most productive from 7 a.m. to probably 3 p.m. I really am. 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. So, anytime past 7, like, 7 is my cutoff point to... I don't... unless it's something I want to just look through because I'm freaking OCDing about something. Like, I want it to just be relaxing or just hanging out. I don't want to... Yeah, I'm very... I guess I'm a little irregular like that. I definitely have just sit on the couch, even if I have nothing going on.
Yeah.
That's actually what I look forward to on the weekends, are the evening times, because I know, I'm just going to sit on the couch and watch TV or do this or do that. I'm going to do nothing in the evening times.
Oh, shit. I feel like that was good for both of us. I feel like we needed to...
Need to get that out.
We needed to air these grievances without getting in trouble.
Oh, dude, there will be more. There will be more. All of this.
Jocelyn doesn't watch any of these, but this will be the one that she watches. She watches one out of every maybe like 10. This will be the one.
I don't know.
She'll be like, hey, this thing you said.
She'll send it to Faith and be like, hey, you should check this out. Thanks for giving me that view, people. You better have watched the whole thing, though.
Yeah, right?
You better at least watch the whole thing.
Yeah, you better not just heard enough to get mad and then turn it off. Like, I'm coming from a good place here.
Yeah, we meant all love with everything we said. That's why we're still here. Yeah. But there's a fundamental difference between men and women, and
there really is. It's crazy. Like, it's weird how it is, but it's true. Like,
I don't get... Dude, it is so obvious. Like, you see it when you live with somebody. It is so freaking obvious in children, especially when you have children. One child that's a girl that's one age and one that's a boy that's the same age. It's actually funny to me because you can just see, like, there's some balls underneath those pants. Like, there really are. Like, just the way that they interact, to just the nurturing ability, it's so it's so funny to me. Like, boys are awesome. I have a girl. I love girls. I love girls, literally. But they're cool. But my gosh, boys are funny because they're just like little rabid raccoons. Holy cow.
Yeah.
It's wild. I don't know. Definitely a difference. Yeah, Yeah, I'll probably have some. I don't know. I'm having some conversations at work. I don't know what me and Faith are gonna do if we're. I want to leave more than anything in the world. She doesn't, but she's willing to for me. And I'm like, Faith, I need you to for sure get a job because I can work just about wherever if I can find a job. But you're a teacher. You have to be in a school system, which means you need to be probably within the county that you're teaching so you're not losing money on your job and, all these other factors. She doesn't want to leave, so now I'm really depressed and I don't think we're going to leave.
Yeah.
Unless I get a crazy job. But,
right.
So I'm all sad about that internally, but I'm thinking I've got another internal battle because right now I'm thinking about selling a fair amount of my silver and buying a house because there's a super nice house here in town that is a great investment opportunity for the future. It's like 4 bedrooms, 2 bathroom or 3 bathrooms. It's on Main Street there.
Really?
It has. It's actually on the street that's next to Autumn's house, or where Autumn used to live. Mm-hmm. But it's got an attached apartment, like single bedroom apartment and kitchen and everything. So that's like income if I wanted to, or just a separate thing. But now I'm like internally like, ooh, well, if we do stay, I could just make a really bad decision and buy a house that would really everything up, but make me happy. Make me happy because right now I just want a house, and if I can afford it, then that's all that matters because then I have everything I want. But
yeah,
so internal battles, people, they're constantly happening.
Yeah, they don't stop ever.
No, but I think that's a good thing too because then it's we're still growing.
Yeah,
we're still growing. I believe that. Well, we can transition here. Second on my list, we'll just go down through that because we can actually talk about this. It's one of the only things that's relevant. Very sad news. Play the funeral song right now, everybody. Play your little violin because the Cavaliers got swept.
Sons of bitches.
4-0 by the New York Knicks somehow. Wyatt, I can say nothing other than I am truly 100% surprised and don't think I know anything about basketball.
Yeah, I'm not too shocked that they lost. Like, I thought that series could go either way. But that's the problem is I thought it could go either way, and it didn't. It went one way the whole time.
The whole time. It was slaughter.
And then it kept going in a worse way, actually. It went the same way but harder as the series went on. James Harden said that he thought they were the better team, and then, like, they just got outplayed or whatever. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, brother, like, this is your fault. Like, you did bad. You sucked. Like, it's not solely his fault, because some of those games were complete ass beatings. But he's James Harden, and he was average. I think he averaged for the series, I want to say 16 points per game or something like that. Like, you got more in you than that.
Yeah,
I don't remember what his other stats were, but they were not up to par with what he does. It's just like he got the crunch time, and then he showed that he's a true Cleveland Cavalier and said, nah.
We're going to stop right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know we're supposed to be good, but not today. Maybe next year.
I don't know. I said it last week. Like, I wouldn't be upset if the Knicks went because I like that the Knicks are coming back. I like that. Now I like that they're going to be in the finals. But I don't like that they beat the Cavs to get there. And
no.
I'm honestly glad they went, though, because if they swept the Cavs, they are clearly the better team and will hopefully put up a better finals. Because
yeah, one would hope.
Whoever they play, whether it's San Antonio or the Thunder, you're gonna have to score some points.
Yes, they are. I think, and one reason that I wanted the Cavs to go, I'm kind of glad they didn't now, seeing how they played in the Eastern Conference Finals. But I wanted them to go because I thought maybe they stood a chance. If they would have if they would have made it to the finals and played like they did this series, they didn't stand shit. They would have got beat worse by no matter what team made it out of the West. So
yeah, it would have just played more into the retarded hype of this is what happens when you don't have when the Cavs don't have LeBron in the finals. So it really saved them a lot of grief too, a lot of bad press, because that's just I don't know, that's just bad basketball. Good for the Knicks. I don't really care who wins. I just hope I watch some of it.
I don't want the Thunder to win.
Oh yeah, I don't want. Okay, yeah, I was look. Yeah, I don't. I wouldn't care if the Thunder win. I don't like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I don't like him. I think he.
I used to. I hate this foul baiting shit, dude. So, one way or another, people find a way to screw up basketball. Beforehand, it was the Warriors, and they didn't really screw up NBA basketball. It was very entertaining watching them, especially looking back on it now that it's over. They ruined youth basketball because all the kids wanted to shoot these mile-long threes like Steph was doing. So they really screwed up youth basketball. But this is hurting basketball when the game is 50% free throws. You know what I mean? Like, it's so annoying. Which sucks because Shea's like a good player. I mean, shit, if you were to, like, they say this about a handful of people, but I think he's one of those guys that if you were to build a basketball player in a lab, specifically a point guard, he'd look like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He'd look like that and he'd play like that because he's good. Like, he can play. It's just this foul baiting shit sucks. Like, they need to do something about the rules for this because I hate that, like, you can get somebody on a pump fake and then lean into him and then draw a shooting foul.
Yeah,
like that irritates me. Like, if they foul you on a natural shooting motion, sure. But if James Harden started it all those years ago.
Yeah.
The rest of the league didn't jump on board entirely, and then the Thunder are doing it again now. It's just like, dude, like, play.
Yeah.
Play. What are you doing?
Yeah, stop being that's why I don't like it now. I will go back to the Warriors because Shea he was a kid when the Warriors were dominating. So I will put it on them because they changed it from fundamental basketball to do whatever you can to play within the rules. Like, the Warriors were entertaining, but now, like, Steph Curry drew those fouls that same way with pump fakes a lot.
Yeah.
Like, now that you pointed it out, that's what came to mind. It's like the fundamentals of basketball. It's just gone. They don't care. It's just I don't know.
Like, if you draw a foul on a pump fake, that's fine. But, like, I really just hate the whole.
It's got to be not an intentional in the sense of, like, your goal was not to shoot a shot. Your goal was to solely draw that foul.
Draw a foul. Yeah.
Yes, and you can make that distinction. So I feel like that needs to be put in there.
Right. Yeah, that shit.
Like, what's the difference between that and a quarterback intentionally grounding a football?
Yeah,
to me, that's kind of equivalent. It's like, the outcome is worse if you do what you're supposed to. So you're finding a quick out, and you should be punished for it.
Yeah, it's incredibly annoying. Like, I'm sick of the leaning into fouls and shit. Like, yeah, because like you said, the intent of a pump fake isn't to draw a foul. It's at least not on a jump shot. I'm fine with people drawing fouls down low. That's
yeah,
fine.
You should. Yeah,
that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to play physical, and if that physicality results in a foul, so be it. And
down low, you're taking real weight and hits too.
Yeah.
Even if it's a pump fake, that dude's probably landing on you at the least. Like,
but this foul baiting on jump shots just pisses me off. It just gets under my skin. If
you see them leaning forward, and that's obviously not their natural shooting motion, I feel like it needs to be a no contest on that, and it's almost like a jump ball. It just goes.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Yeah, it just takes away from the game, and then it makes us freaking just average fans not enjoy what is the Eastern and Western Conference Finals. Of not just the regular season, but this is happening in the highest of the high categories, and it's pathetic. So for that, I hope San Antonio goes, but I really don't want San Antonio to win. Actually, I don't want. I know it. I don't know why. I don't want Wemby to win one. Wembyana or whatever.
Really?
I not yet. I don't think he's put. He's just tall. I don't think he's put in the work. I don't think he's earned it. He's just tall.
I would rather have him win than the Thunder win another one. But you know what? I go with this thought process about a lot of sports, though. And I'll do it again. I now want the Knicks to win because I don't like the Thunder, and I think they're going to go to the finals.
Is this still 2-2 right now?
I think so. But I want the Knicks to win just so the Cavs didn't lose to some losers.
Lose for nothing? Yeah. I get that.
Yeah. Like I'm not ever fine with my teams losing, but if you lose to the eventual champions, then so be it.
Makes sense.
Only one team can win the finals every year, so if you're going to get eliminated, I'd rather be eliminated by the people that won it all.
Yeah. That's a good thought process. I think I just want the Knicks to win just because I don't like the Thunder and I don't want Wemby to have one. But at this point, it doesn't really matter. I really could care less. I'm going to root for the Knicks primarily because the Knicks have been shit our entire life. So it's cool to see some things come full circle. It's the opposite of what I hope to see the Browns and Cubs ever do. The Cubs again. But yeah, I like seeing that full circle.
It was the Knicks really have been bad. Like the best that they've ever had were whenever they had Melo and Stoudemire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like.
That was a good team.
I'd like the Knicks to win just because I'm kind of. I don't want to get back into that groove of the same old shit. Yes. I really liked that stretch of the NBA whenever the champions every year were different.
Yeah.
I saw something the other day that was since it was either 2022 or 2023, whoever lost the Eastern Conference Finals would win it next year. Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's hopeful. We'll see if that strategy plays out. Maybe that's what the Cavs were doing. They're playing the long game here.
Yeah, they're trying to win next year instead. Yeah.
I don't know.
The Knicks kept that going this year because they lost last year to the Pacers. So the Celtics lost to the Bucks, I believe, is what happened. They won the Eastern Conference Finals the next year. They beat the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals that year, who made it to the finals in 2023. The Heat beat the Celtics to get to the finals that year. The Celtics made it back to the finals. The Celtics beat the Pacers that year. The Pacers made it to the finals last year. The Pacers beat the Knicks last year. The Knicks made it to the finals this year. So the Knicks beat the Cavs to get to the finals this year.
Well, the Cavs...
Let's see if Cleveland can keep it going.
Oh, dude. Huh. Let's hope. Well, the last NBA thing I had to mention, I should have mentioned last week. Joe Mazzulla, the NBA Coach of the Year. He was on campus here 2 weeks ago, on Saturday, with his wife. Him and his wife were over here at Glenville.
Really?
Chilling out, hanging, relaxing, all cool, drinking some, not white man drinks out by the pool. And they were having a good time. It was really cool, though. His wife got inducted into the Glenville State Hall of Fame, Athletic Hall of Fame, and I found it super, super respectful of everybody because even though he came, and obviously he's who he is and big name and everything, everybody was super, super respectful of, this being Kamei's night, this being about her not bombarding him with questions or for photos or anything.
Yeah.
I guess it was went surprisingly smooth with him being on campus.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so I don't know. I just think that's cool. One, I think it's cool that he came to campus. Obviously, I understand why now, but it's good to know that they're we can act decent around here. We don't have to act like a bunch of hillbillies. That's just basically it, because we don't see famous people, especially multimillionaires. Right. But and then I don't know. It reminded me about that because I saw that he won Coach of the Year, and I was like, oh yeah, shit, he was just here. So just random. I don't know.
That is pretty nice. I'm glad everybody was civil.
Yeah. Yeah. There was only.
You know how it is in Glenville whenever people are. I guess maybe we've had enough good come from there now that people don't think too crazy about it anymore. Like, oh my God, do you remember back whenever we were in school, like high school specifically, not even college yet, how many people talked about how Channing Tatum went to Glenville? Oh my God. He went there for like half a semester and quit, by the way. He didn't. It's not like he went there forever and did a whole bunch of shit. Like, yeah, he was there for like a cup of coffee, and then he said, "The hell with this, I'm leaving."
Yeah, he said, "I'm ditching. I'm going to Miami. I'm going to Florida." And that, dude, that is something that is so historical still to the college and to people around here that it is in college historical books. It is in a history preservation book. And it's like, dude, what the heck? But what's funny is in my coloring book on in the Pickens Hall page, I did specifically draw an angle of Pickens Hall that you can see the exact bench that he was sitting on whenever he had like those one photos taken of him. So I was like, if any retards want to freaking like fan over it, like it's an extra point of identification that this was a real spot, that is a thing, More points.
I think now it's fair to say, I mean, it's probably been fair to say for a few years, but in terms of, how do I word this? Because obviously the most successful person, money-wise, to come from Glenville State is going to be Channing Tatum, even though he was only there for a hiccup. But in terms of most success for what they were there for, it's got to be Joe Mazzulla, right? Like, I mean, he's an NBA champion, Coach of the Year. Like,
he was an assistant coach here, so yeah.
Yeah, he was an assistant coach there. Like, yeah, there are other coaches that have done great things, you know what I mean? Like Kim. And you look way back, Rich Rodriguez. But
we have a lot of football coaches, yeah.
Yeah, but then you have there was that one guy, I forget his name, but he coached for the Browns for about 4 seconds, and they fired his ass because he sucked. That was recently. That was like the last 10 years, I think. But
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's safe to say that Joe Mazzulla is, in terms of people that were at Glenville at one point, has become most successful at his, what he was there for.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not taken away from any of the rest of them. It's just shit. How do you compete with NBA Coach of the Year and NBA champion? You know what I mean?
Yep. But it's also acknowledging, like, I'm willing to play devil's advocate here. We got him right out of WVU, right out of the NBA, whenever he didn't fail out, but just whenever he just didn't make the NBA anymore. It was the G League back then. Whenever
did he make it to the G League?
I'm pretty sure he was under contract and then got bumped down to the G League.
Yeah, I don't remember if he did or not, because I know, like, college-wise, he was known to us.
He was known throughout. He was a top player. Like, he was. Well, then again,
I thought his stats weren't that good. I might be wrong, but I thought he.
Well, that's what I was. Yeah, maybe I did have a little bit of tunnel vision, because now that I'm thinking on it, I don't really have much to support what I just said. So maybe I do just have the West Virginia tunnel vision.
Oh, yeah. As a senior, he averaged 7.7 points and 3.8 rebounds per game.
Yeah. Okay. Then okay. Well, then maybe he
But
didn't even.
he had like I do remember he had some like big games and big moments. Like he came through when it mattered. You know, he was like that kind of player. Like he wasn't gonna light it up every night, but like he would do some shit for you whenever it was time. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like he'd
You
make
could
an
count
impact
on
in
him.
the yeah, you can count on him for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I don't. That wasn't even what I looked him up for. I looked him up to see.
But he went. He started at Glenville, then he went to Fairmont. So Fairmont can say a lot because he was actually a head coach at Fairmont.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This says right here. Shortly after graduating college, Missoula was offered a coaching job at Nova Southeastern, but turned it down to pursue professional playing opportunities. He joined Glenville State as an assistant in September 2011, after he was unable to find any professional playing opportunities.
Okay.
In 2013, he was hired as an assistant at Fairmont State. During the 16-17 season, he served as assistant for the Maine Red Claws of the then D League. Now it's the G League. He was then named as the head coach of Fairmont State in 2017. Hired as the assistant coach in Boston in 2019. In 2020, he interviewed with the Utah Jazz for their head coaching vacancy, but he did not get hired. One of his other assistant coaches, Will Hardy, got hired. And then in 2022, he was named the interim head coach for the Celtics after the one guy was suspended for violating team policies. What did he get in trouble for? He like beat up his wife or something, right?
Yeah, it was
not
something
Joe Mazzulla, but the then coach
the
of the
former
Celtics.
one.
Yeah.
It was. I can't remember. Will you look that up? Because we should say that on here. I don't remember exactly, but this is how bad it is, people. The Boston Celtics aren't exactly an organization that would do things or take things. I don't know that the public say lightly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I did get that wrong. He did not beat up his wife. I do apologize for saying that. That's not what happened. He was sleeping with one of the staff.
Oh, Brad Stevens. Yep.
No, this is Brad Stevens was gone. This was
Who's this?
Ime Udoka.
I don't
know if
even
I pronounce his name right. He's after Brad Stevens, I believe. But yeah,
we're all learning.
He was sleeping with one of the staff, and then he got suspended for the entire season for that. They named Joe Mazzulla the interim coach. He kicked ass, and then he just kept the job.
Oh yeah, okay. No, you're okay.
Yeah, he wasn't there very long. He was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't coach for Boston for very long before that happened. I think that might have been his first or second season that he got in trouble.
No, that's what makes even more sense. And you know what's funny is I'm pretty sure at that time I was like, "Yep, this is the downhill for Boston. This is it." And then it turns out Joe Mazzulla knows basketball, people.
Oh yeah, Brad Stevens still does work for the Celtics. By the way, he stepped down as the coach to become the president of basketball operations.
Oh, wow,
good
for him.
He stepped down as a coach in 2021. Took a promotion.
I don't dislike Brad Stevens.
No.
In any way. I think he's a good coach, and what I find odd about him coaching is that he's not a player.
Yeah.
And he doesn't look like a player, but he's a really successful coach, or was. So I just, it's a really interesting dynamic to see, especially in today's age where usually it's like you kind of got to be in to get in sort of thing.
So his path was he played college ball.
Oh.
He played college ball and then was assistant coach at Butler for 4 years, head coach for 6, and then the Celtics hired him.
Where did he play ball at?
DePaul, not DePaul, but DEPAUW. Never heard of it. It's a Division III school in Indiana.
Well, honestly, even more hopes. We have just talked about this. Brad Stevens freaking played at D3 level, and Joe Mazzulla coached at D2 level in multiple schools. You never know, when your shot's gonna be, or
Yeah,
like
for real.
if you're gonna make it. Like we can't, I don't know. That honestly gives me hope. That's just cool. That's really cool to
Yeah.
know.
Imagine telling one of like young us whenever we watched Joe Mazzulla play college ball. Imagine telling one of us like, "Hey, in 20 years, this guy's going to be NBA champion and coach of the year." I would have been like, "You're high."
I really
Yeah,
would have kept all my signatures from him.
yeah, right. I would have gotten his signature from him. Shit, he lived down the street.
I had one somewhere, and I was like, I don't give a, I don't care about any, I don't care, because college, I didn't care at
Yeah.
the time. That's another thing. That's how you know times have changed for cards and everything, because I didn't care if I got I didn't care that I had signature cards of his. But now I wish I would have I wish I would have got a buttload of them just to freaking have. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. One day he'll be, oh man, that's awesome. Okay, we can move on from there. Last sports thing I have to talk about, I'll just send to you, or I'll talk to you about. Did you see? Michael Beasley leaked it, but did you see the rendering for the UFC 250, Freedom 250 fight?
No, how did Michael Beasley leak it? How did he obtain that?
Because these idiots had well, it's not theirs, idiots. He was live on Kick. I just sent you a picture. I took a perfect screenshot of it. He was live on Kick, and he was in like the building wherever UFC has this up at, and his cameraman just kept going back and forth between Beasley talking and him doing it, and he at the end he was like, I probably shouldn't have did that, huh? Probably
That
shouldn't
shit's really right on the lawn. Wow.
have. Straight on the dude. How you're telling me that that's not a safety issue of any like?
I'll say
how-
one thing: it's not as much of one as I thought it was going to be, but yeah, it's still not. It's still not a fantastic idea.
See, to me, it kind of is though, because to most people, they're within a baseball's throw of at least a grenade blowing up the side of the White House.
Yeah.
Like, but I do think it's cool. It does look cool. It's really stupid. I saw this meme talking about idiocracy, talking about how idiocracy's coming to fruition, and more I'm starting to believe it. If nobody's watched that movie, go back and watch that. It's absolutely great. It's a cool setup. It looks cool. It's just, I'm really surprised that there's an American flag theme canopy and not Donald Trump's face all over it, or just
I know, right?
his orange hair as the stars just plastered around it.
Happy birthday, Donald.
Yeah, it's not UFC 250. It's Donald Trump's birthday, 78.
Is that how old he is? I thought he was 80.
I don't know how old he is. I was just guessing.
That's even right.
Either way, what a doucher.
Oh shit! Wow, I hate that I was right about that. Yeah, it's 80.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What a doucher. He's ruined, he just made me a liar, and I don't like being a liar. So screw you, buddy.
We should kick his ass.
You know what? Whenever he's done being president, I just might. But I'm pretty sure God's going to take care of him pretty soon.
Shit, old age is probably going to take care of him before too long.
Well, OJ willed, but the problem is he hasn't been interpreting being old. He has been pretending to be Jesus. So
Yeah,
might as well.
he's been a Homelander.
Yeah. What's funny is too, I bet you put him in the similar position to the end of season 5 season 5 finale. I bet he'd be willing to do the exact same thing in the Oval Office if
Yeah.
you know.
Shit, we
put
could
him-
talk about that. We haven't really discussed the end of the boys.
Oh my gosh, dude, that was such a. First of all, overall, the Boys TV show, if anybody hasn't seen it, is the best real life interpretation of how superheroes would be.
Yeah.
Like, now, within also saying that, it is without a doubt the most creative, uniquely disgusting, and messed up show that I have ever seen for live action. truly it's real art that there are people that wrote and thought of these ideas, because holy cow, man, it's just wild. That show is wild.
Yeah, the finale I thought was really good. I thought it delivered.
Yeah, I saw people being upset about it, and I don't know why.
I don't either. Like,
I
if you thought the last season wasn't that good, that's fine. But if you thought the finale was bad just because it wasn't like off the wall crazy, like, I don't think it had to be.
No, I think it's better that it wasn't, because it didn't leave you wanting more. It left you content with, yeah, that's a wrap up. That's
it's over. Like, they didn't leave it open for any sort of comeback. No, it's done.
No, and it's a good done too. It's an appreciation before it got stale and oversaturated.
I remember that one of the biggest complaints that I saw was like, and this one irritated the shit out of me, but I saw a bunch of people online. They were like, "Oh, why did they make Homelander such a bitch?" Like, that's the point of the whole show. He is. He is a bitch. He was just a bitch with crazy superpowers. Like, he was the only reason that, and they said it multiple times. Like, they said it multiple times throughout the series. Like, you without your powers, you're nothing. You're just a spoiled, sniveling, whiny little bitch. I think that's exactly what A-Train told him. Like, you without your powers,
right
you're
before.
like, and that's exactly what he is. And multiple people have said things along those lines throughout the show. Like, yeah, you without your powers, you're nothing. Like, you're absolutely nothing. You're just a little pansy. And that's what they showed at the very end of the show. Like, as soon as he realized, like, oh, my powers aren't working, like, he turned into a little bitch.
Yep.
And people were mad about that. They're like, oh, what's Homelander such a bitch for? Like, because he is a bitch. Like, it's been the whole thing of the show was that he had an overinflated ego, and the only reason that people, like, his powers were the only reason that he had any sort of balls. But if people, like,
challenged,
if he experienced any sort of difficulties in anything, and if anything didn't go his way at any point, not just through the last season or the last episode, but the entire series, if something didn't go his way, you saw it.
Yep. He just killed you.
He just threw temper tantrums. He was just a child.
He's a baby. The entire series literally points to the only time that he feels okay is whenever he's drinking breast milk. So much to the point that they literally have the mothers across the nation that are involved with the Christianity church that they follow, sending him breast milk and him drinking it. Like, it's, like I said, super messed up, but also so creative. Like, so good. The only thing that kind of frustrated me with the finale was that Butcher did die, that Huey did kill him. But then I also came to after thinking about it, I was like, I understand, because that's honestly what he wanted. Butcher wasn't happy. He wasn't going to be happy no matter what. Like, I think he wanted to die. He kept pushing the buttons for some reason. Like,
he was like, and he said it in the thing too. Like, the best summary of it is he was never going to stop. Like, he wasn't going to stop at Homelander. Like, yeah, that was what he told everybody the goal was, but like, he wasn't fine with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So once I got through it, I was like, oh, that is good. My biggest complaint about the entire series is that the woman that plays Starlight got a bunch of plastic surgery done. I hate you. You should not have. You are ugly now. You look like you just look like a bunch of sharp angles, bunch of triangles put together. You look like a fish that would be really quick. But that's about it. I'm done.
Oh, speaking of fish, I wanted to text you the second that it happened, but I know that, like, I was rained out, so I was at home watching it in the middle of the morning, and I knew that you were at work and didn't have a chance to watch it yet. But whenever the Deep died, I was like, there it is. That's all I needed.
Yeah. Dude, and that sucks, too, because honestly, for the first, 3 seasons, I was nothing but a fan of him. But then he became just too much of, he just too much. He wasn't his own person. He was too much up Homelander's, and
that was one of the good moments in the last episode that I was like, that I was like, oh hell yeah! Like when Homelander actually did something cool was basically whenever he told him, he was like, "You are a coward.
Yeah.
Like, you suck." Yeah.
I've never liked you. I've never respected you. Yeah.
Yep. I thought that shit was awesome. I was like, oh man.
Maybe there is hope for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really.
The one thing I didn't like about the deep situation is, so Starlight obviously didn't know the fish were pissed off at him. So why did she take him directly to the one place that he could fight the best? The ocean. Because she took him there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, she didn't know that the fish were pissed off at him, and even when the fish started kicking his ass, like, she was like, "Oh, what? Like, what's happening here? Like, why'd you take him there?" Yeah. Like, for the sake of the plot, and the fish were mad at him. Like, yeah, of course, that's where he has to die. You know what I mean? But like,
I played it off to just being that she was so frustrated that she was like, "I'm handling him," and she just took him, and they went so far that it was either she lands in the ocean or she lands on the beach. Yeah. So it was like, well, I better land on the beach because in the ocean, him and the animals will kill me. But
yeah,
but I don't know. That's a good point. You need to write the writers be like, hey, you guys kind of up with that. That was
a complaint I saw online too, and I was like, and most of the complaints I see online are just people finding something to bitch about. But that one, I was like, no, there's actually a really good question.
Yeah, there's some validity to that.
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, all in all, the series as a whole was good. I think season 5 was not bad. It wasn't the best season they had.
No. I didn't expect it to be. I did expect it to be better. I expected it to be gorier, but I also get that they created so many storylines that they wanted to properly wrap each of them up, and I think they did so well. I really do. It wasn't, wasn't a lot of action the whole time, but they wrapped them up for the most part.
Yeah, and I think everybody that kind of deserved to survive did too.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
absolutely.
The characters who weren't complete total pieces of shit, because even Frenchie was like, throughout the series he became likable or whatever, but like when they talk about his past and stuff, it's like, oh yeah, he was kind of a piece of shit, which I guess Kimiko sort of was, but she wasn't though. She was kind of like made to be a weapon, not like Frenchie just kind of was.
He was just a drug addict. Yeah,
he was just a scumbag.
Yeah.
So all the people that deserved their moment got it, which was kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good show. Everybody should watch that because that's awesome. I'm excited because I'm sure in a couple of years I'll be like, hey, I want to rewatch that, and then it'll be just as good. So that'll be cool.
And they're doing the spinoff too.
Yes, they're doing.
I'm excited
the
about
Soldier
that.
Boy. I am too. That's gonna be good. I'm excited to honestly learn about all those after them introducing
Bomb Sight.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is. I liked him, and I was like, oh, why is he so young when he first appeared? And then it all came to me, but it's very cool. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
The one thing I don't like about season 5, I forgot, and I'll touch on that, and then we can go to something else. The one thing I don't like about it is that Soldier Boy just got choked out, put back in the freezer, and nothing happened to him.
That actually pissed me off. That he would
have him be a part of the last fight, or have him die, or have him literally anything other than what happened.
Yep. Dude, what? Yeah, that actually really pissed me off, especially after them building him up so much. And now we all know we're never going to see anything past that. So, he's just there. He's just in it. Which I guess does leave it open for interpretation if years down the road this one's successful, if somebody wants to reboot it.
Yeah, or even if they, I guess when I said that, when I said there's no bringing it back and it's done, I guess with Soldier Boy still on the ice, that leaves something open.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you're going to be back with a few less people, but
yeah,
there's still Soup's alive and Soldier Boy's still alive. So
Yep, and there's VOD is still obviously back up and running, and they're restarting everything, rebuilding their trust. So, they did. It was actually that was a good wrap up episode. Now that we've talked through it, the more and more I'm like, dude, they really did. They closed everything out, but still kept it open if the right director comes along that can, revamp it properly.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Or even, I don't know how well it would work, but I'm just spitballing ideas out here. I'm not a creative mind, but like even if they wanted to do a movie.
Yeah.
Like
that would be.
I think like a prime original movie, just with kind of the aftermath and the fallout. Maybe Soldier Boy gets out of the ice, and then they gotta kill him or whatever. He's pissed off because they killed Homelander. Even though he didn't like Homelander, like he still cared for him. You know what I mean? Because they made that clear in the thing. Like,
yep.
Like he didn't like him, but he cared for him. Like he looked at him as his son. It's just that he didn't like him because he was a bitch.
He was a spoiled little bitch. That's
even Soldier Boy called him that. Yeah,
like that's probably almost verbatim those words at some point. So
yeah.
Well, you know what? We'll just turn the rest of this little bit of episode into some TV talking points. Yesterday or today, Netflix Bad Thoughts Season 2 from Tom Segura was released.
Really?
Yes. So, Season 1 we talked about whenever it came out, me and Wyatt did, and dude, Season 1 was so off the wall. I am very excited to watch this and us get back to it next week. I'm going to make a note about it to talk about it so I remember to also watch it.
I'll have to at least start some of it because I never did get around to watching it. Yeah.
Did you not? Oh yes. Then yes, please do. I'll even remind you, especially if you get time, dude. One episode and you'll be hooked. It'll be enough to where you're like, okay, I definitely need to watch this. Well, you know what? This will be a lot shorter and we won't just wrap up with it. But today, also Spider-Man Noir on Amazon Prime releases. So.
Oh really?
Yes, so it's out today. So everybody go watch that. Wyatt, check that out sometime. We can at least talk about the first episode between now and next week if we watch it.
Is that a show? I thought that was a movie.
No, it's a TV show.
Really? Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's a TV show.
That's one of Nicolas Cage, right?
Yes, sir.
That's so funny. He voiced Spider-Man Noir in the Spider-Verse thing, didn't he?
He said that's what made him want to do it.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yep. I watched this video afterwards. It is a TV series. I just saw that. I just looked at it. But I gained some respect for him because we specifically know how crazy he is because we grew up with him and then have watched the fallouts and the drama with him. But he said that this was one of the scariest projects he'd ever done was coming to TV because it's so much different than shooting a movie and especially adapting to a character that's so well known. But he was extremely pleased with how it came out, with how the process went along, and he's very thankful that he had this opportunity basically. And I was like, you know what, anybody that's playing a comic book hero that, at this point generations have grown up on, you should there should be appreciation. You shouldn't look at it like, they're lucky to have me. It should be, no matter how big you are, man, I'm lucky I got chose for this. This is cool. And he seemed to have that appreciation. So I'm feeling good about it anyways. It'll be interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't say excited for it, but I remember when I first saw something about it, I was like, oh, okay, I'll watch it.
Yep.
I was interested at least, yeah.
Yeah. That's how I am. I was excited because it was Spider-Man. I'm interested because Nicolas Cage. I like a lot of his movies. I like his movies that are kind of on this spectrum of mystical, magical, kind of off the wall. Yeah. His serious movies, though he is a crazy nutcase, I think I see too much of who he really is, so I'm just not into him.
Right.
Like his old movie Face Off, it's a phenomenal movie. Most people would rate it a top movie. I don't like it because I could really see him being that psychotic. He's wild. I don't know. But anyways, that's all the TV I have. Alright, I have something to show you, buddy. So, a new product from the Backroads Banter crew here for our fans. We've got ourselves... Oh, I gotta find them, sorry. Some keychains, buddy. So I've got this one right here. QR code takes you right to it. And I worked, even though it's smaller than the recommended size it does. We've got the Jonathan... Oh, come on, you stupid... We've got Jonathan the Tortoise card. Just a nice traditional. This one's going to be my cover photo, probably. Nice traditional logo keychain here. What else do we have? We got Dylan, because you can't have your keys without having a decorated Dylan there. And this one came out all wonky, but then we also have just this one. But it came out all wonky. Look at how... Yeah. So these are homemade keychains. So though these are the newest products from the BBP crew, only the BBP crew will have these. So why
like most of our stuff.
Yes. But I am going to make you some of these, and if there's anything specific that you like that we've done, drawn, or like, you know, whether it be a card that you would like into one, let me know, because I make these, I print these out on a special sheet of paper, I cut them out really specifically, and then I bake them, and they turn from a sheet of paper into hard, thick plastic.
That's cool as shit. What kind of paper do you have to use to do that?
It was going to be my review this week. We're getting into it right now, everybody. A 1980s, 1990s product. This is Shrinky Dinks. Yes, it is a special enamel paper. Enamel
yeah,
paper.
Easy for you to say.
Transparent. Smooth on one side, grips on the other. You're supposed to draw. It's for draw. If you draw something, you can cut it out and turn it into a charm or something.
Yeah.
But if your printer at home prints without using heat on the top and can just overlay ink, then you can print on these at home. So after many trials and error, I have been able to, like, literally, I have so many failed ones over there. That I made them first. They shrink to like between my experience between 15 and like 20% the size that you print them on. So you really have to print them big for them to shrink down to this. But it's really cool because you put them in the oven, and within 2 minutes what happens is you just see it curl up. The entire paper curls up and almost touches edge, and then you just literally see it starts shrinking. And then once it flattens out after like whenever I've done it, about 1:50 to 2 minutes, it's flat on the paper. You pull it out. Now I have a lot of messed up ones. That's where this one came through. You take a spatula then, and while it's still hot, you flatten it out and make sure that it's still square. But then you're able to come out and get yourself some actual solid, really good, like, keychains. And I'll tell you what, once you get them going good, like this one right here of Jonathan, it came out way better than I was thinking it would, this one of the card, and I think it's cool. So, yeah, so whatever, if there's anything you end up wanting, dude, we're going to start making these. But I'm going to have some for you. Oh, I think you're on mute.
Oh shit, sorry, I was coughing, I think. Either coughing or burping, I had to mute it. But yeah, I would definitely like one.
Awesome.
But I'd have to think of what it is. I'll have to think real hard, but I know I can come up with something.
Yeah, come up with something special. I specifically am going to make you one with one like this, because one I've got one made that doesn't have a hole punched in it, that I figured is a cool ball marker if we're just on a golf course somewhere. But I have that, a Dylan, and then a general Backroads one. I've got some general ones I'm going to make sure that you have just for your stuff. But
right.
Any specific ones you'd like, you let me know.
All right.
Well, that was the cool stuff that I had to show. I was really excited too because, well, that's what I've been doing, is being artistic.
Dude, yeah, I definitely like that. I didn't even know that there was such a thing. You said that product was from the 80s and 90s. It's been around that long?
Yeah. I didn't know about it
still,
either.
do they like still like? Obviously, they still make it. I'm sure you wouldn't. If you would have found that from that long ago, it would have been a pretty penny. But
Yeah. No, yeah, you can just look up Shrinky Dink paper on Amazon. And you can get it in different sheets. They still make it today just fine. You can get a hole. This one has a hole punch, has keychain hooks for it, so that's even cooler. But it's really cool. So, you don't have to print on it. You can just draw, but very cool. Just something, it's something that I think the reason I'm mentioning it and I'm doing it is because it's something that's kind of, it's lost that we could do everything at home. Now we send everything off and like, there are companies that can make anything, but it's like, dude, who knew you could just make keychains? And that's what's crazy. Hold on a second. Okay, so here are my first iterations. This is something else, Wyatt. It depends on how long this goes and how long I'm in a job space that has me being creative.
yeah.
I have made all kinds, so the first iteration, here's yours. The first iteration of these came out this small because they were tiny. But do you know how cool? No, sorry. The first iterations of these came out this big. Yeah, it came out to be literally
Holy
nothing.
shit.
Yes, but looking at these, and then I made myself a little stack and solo coin. One of my logo from the Silver Channel.
Awesome.
I made one that's cut off, so this is a scratcher for whenever I buy scratch offs or anything.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, isn't that cool? But I was like, dude, if me and Wyatt can come up with it, with being able to make them this small in various sizes and stuff, we could create a board game. It may make no sense, but we have pieces, and I have a company that prints boards, so like we could. It's just the opportunities are endless, and I find it fun that we can continue to do it. My goal is also
a board game would be pretty sweet.
It'd be so cool. You can do little tiny signs, like I got this road sign right here. We can just stick on stuff. This was supposed to be a keychain that like hung low, like me, but it shrank down a little too small, so now it's just a little. It's going to be a Lego figure.
It's supposed to hang low, but instead it got cold and it shrank.
What can you do? But all kinds of cool poker chips of our stuff. If we just want to hand out,
That's awesome.
So
Poker chips would be nice. Sit there and play blackjack with.
Dude, okay. One day I need to get a whole set. That way we can just at your house sit down and play some cards with some backward banner chip. That would be cool. I love it. Okay, done being creative right now. That would be all of that. Wow, that's about it. That's all I got on my list. I hate that I've been having to kind of rely on a list. Usually I wouldn't have to, but I've been just so scatterbrained and worried about a variety of things that I just haven't been fun and thinking. I know.
Yeah.
One last attempt. I'll look through my phone. Wyatt, do you have anything in your photos from the most recent years? Most recent years.
Let's see. I don't think I do. I just have a bunch of pictures of cats. See what I have my work schedule from last year.
Yeah, dude, I have not shit. I thought I did. I have a cool trick for getting. Got some fishes. I got some shit I designed. Yeah, I've got nothing. It costs more for a Taco Bell Crunchwrap than what it does for tickets to Mets games.
Really?
Yeah. On average, depends on who they're playing, obviously, but on average, their tickets sell for $6, and right now, Crunchwrap $6.39 apparently.
Nice.
So there's that. I got nothing. I'll tell you what, people. Oh, I got something. Check out this crazy stat that I don't know why it was made and why a verified account posted it. But Inside History's top 30
I saw this.
hottest temperatures. We'll start at number 5. Number 5. Wyatt, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, number 5 is Kuwait at 129 degrees Fahrenheit.
What? 129 people. Okay, well, guess what? Israel is just above that at number 4 with 129.2. Who's number 3, Wyatt?
Tunisia?
Yep.
131 even.
Ooh, that's a good number, but not as good as old number 2, which is the U.S. of A. Baby. We are sitting at 134.1 in the Death Valley, and how are you going to beat that? How are you going to beat what do you guys guess right now? If you're listening to this, put in the comment. Do you think it's going to be 150, 160? Do you think somebody could reach 170, like a country could reach 170 degrees, any spot in the country, and the people could survive? The answer is no. The answer is well no. Wyatt, who's number 1?
It would be Japan. The number. But I think USA should take a little bit of credit for this too. This is our doing. The hottest officially verified temperature on record in Japan was 17,000 degrees. 17,000.1 degrees.
That .1 is important, apparently.
That .1 is very important. Yeah, that's what sets it over the edge.
Yeah, that's how you know we went too far. Anything under that would have been fine, but we went that .1 and it just... Dude...
When I first saw that, it took me a second. I was like, that can't be right. And then I thought about it. I said, oh, that is. That's
I honestly,
right.
I wish they wouldn't have put Japan. I wish they would have put just Japan's flag and then put 1945. I wish they would have just put a date.
That would have been funny as shit.
Because that alone would have been enough to be like, oh my gosh, dude. But that actually is interesting because I was looking at that chart. If you look down at the bottom, number 30, the UK's hottest temperature ever was 104. Those pussies, we've dealt with hotter than that during our childhood heat waves.
Dude, yeah, they, I've seen even the past few years, I've seen them complain about heat waves and stuff. They're like, oh, it's so hot here and it's 77.
Dude, I noticed something even funnier now. Japan's on there twice. Japan is actually number 29 normally.
Really? You're right.
At 106. And
Hamamatsu?
Oh my gosh, we increased the entire country's temperature.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so terribly funny and bad for the history books because we've been, propaganda's so real, dude. History teaches us one thing, and then whenever you actually read into the real history, you realize that we had a blockade around Japan which prevented oil and other natural gas and resources reaching because Japan has to import everything. And so that was a primary reason why Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, was because obviously that was where our main naval station was. But because we had a blockade up and we were supposed to be neutral in the war, they took that as a sign of well, you've chose a side and it's against us. And it's it's just funny.
We gave them a world record for that, by the
way. You know what? That's right. I need to stop being a little worried. They are in the history books. But really messed up because who knows? Dude, who knows? Don't trust government officials. If I'm ever an official, don't trust me. You better not. I'm probably deceitful. I'm not at first, but the second I get in there and sit down, it's like the dark side. Something takes over.
Yeah, the
General
Palpatine starts
Palpatine
calling to you like the Green Goblin mask does.
Yeah. Oh my. Norman. That's so funny. That really is how politics seem to work. You just turn into the devil. You start out.
Yeah,
as,
either that or you never get reelected. That's your two options.
You
Like, if
start
you
out
want to
as
be a good
Robin
person in
Hood.
politics, you're not going to stay. You're either not going to stay that way, or you're not going to stay in office.
But actually, realistically, good people in politics don't stay in office because they know my time is short because after I'm out of view of my constituents and I don't understand them, the next person needs to step up.
Yeah.
Politics were never meant to be a career. They were meant to be something that the average person could take on, understanding the worries and the concerns and issues that the average person in their area would dealt with. So it's just funny to see it turn into literally what is a college degree and a profession for people.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's about all I have.
Dude, yeah, I don't have anything good. I don't even have a review. I've spent the last week doing nothing of note. I guess here in a few weeks I'll get to review my new house, my new setup.
There you go.
I have a nice little studio room already picked out. We have a 3-bedroom, and one of those bedrooms is extremely tiny, so it's just gonna be where the computer goes.
That's awesome. That's perfect because that's make sure when you get your whole setup in, you take another picture because that'll be another studio card that we have to put into the thing.
And it'll be nice and clean, unlike my studio currently.
Yeah, I'll remember. I'll take a picture of this studio here today at the end. My review, I gave one, but I'm going to give another one just because I've had it over here for too long and I want to eat it. This has been here for a couple weeks. So, I like candy bars. I like sugar. I like processed sugar. And I like anything that's not natural. So, candy is natural. Naturally in my diet.
Is it a Walmart brand something or another?
This is a Great Value brand Milky Way. I want to put people onto these. Great Value brand, just for everybody to know, they make Kit Kats, Snickers, Three Musketeers. They make all of those in this version.
I didn't know that. I'd never seen a Great Value candy bar. I've seen granola bars and shit, obviously, but I've never seen a candy bar. Yeah. Look
in the candy section. So you can buy these individually at the Walmart in their aisles. Certain aisles will have them at the checkout aisles. For 97 cents a piece. A regular candy bar is over $1.80 to $2.10 if you're at a gas station for this size.
Yeah.
So you're paying literally less than half the price for it. You can buy a 4-pack of these for $3.97 or $3.90 something cents at Walmart. A 4-pack. Absolutely worth it. I've had them a bunch. I don't need to. But I'm going to. So, that is literally a Milky Way.
Yeah.
The only difference is that the caramel isn't as stringy as what a Milky Way is. But the nougat is delicious. The chocolate's good. Realistically, it's probably owned by the same company as half of the candy bars we buy. So, highly recommend. This actually is a very good high review because it's cheap. And if you're buying candy bars, check out it's worth it. I've gotten their Three Musketeers a lot too. Their Three Musketeers are good because for 97 cents you're not paying for this. You're paying for a full Three Musketeer bar, so they actually give you a longer bar. Yeah, it's a great competitor. Highly recommend. I'm gonna give them honestly, but with price and taste and just everything in today's. With today's value, I'm going to give it an 8, dude. It's a high up there for a candy bar. It tastes right up there with a Milky Way. Not as good, but just up there. And the price makes it to where it's actually better deals. So, yeah. I'm gonna do
especially that. Like candy bars nowadays are too expensive. You ever go, like you were talking about the price of a candy bar. Have you seen the price of a damn king-size candy bar now? Like $4 almost, dude.
Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. By that point, just so people know, you're literally, and that is how it is, you're paying between 50 cents and $1 per Reese cup. How retarded are you? Mm-hmm. Like, best case scenario, you're paying $2.25 for a king size, and even at that, you're paying 50 plus cents for one Reese cup. That's atrocious. It's a ripoff.
Yeah.
That's how you know society's we're going downhill. Okay, I'm done complaining, but also done recommending. This was a good episode, dude. This was a good episode. Good run through. Wasn't the most eventful, but we had good conversations, and you know what? People saw stuff and heard stuff, so that's good. That's the point of it.
That is true, yeah. And then hopefully the next week or two will be more eventful, and we'll have some more shit to deliver you.
Yes. The next couple
right
weeks.
Right now, we'll deliver you Bud Lights and Milky Ways.
Not gonna lie, if people would deliver that to me every day, I'd be pretty damn happy. That sounds good. So
whenever I have kids, I'm gonna tell them to make sure to leave that out for Santa Claus. Leave out Bud Lights and Milky Ways for Santa Claus. Then they're gonna find me like passed out on the couch, covered in chocolate, dead.
I will never let you forget this. I'm going to make sure that when you and Jocelyn have a kid, and it can understand, I'm gonna be like, hey, I know they say this. Just go and ask your daddy. Would Santa rather have a Bud Light and a Milky Way? And just see what your I guarantee you, if your son or daughter came up to you at a couple years old, oh, dude, that'd be the funniest thing. I
would 100% say yes. I'd say, you know what, Three Musketeers. I like Three Musketeers, actually. I like Milky Ways. I think Three Musketeers are better.
I like Milky Ways. I've turned to like Three Musketeers better because I'm all about value. And if I can get 6 bites out of a Three Musketeer compared to 4 bites out of a Milky Way, all day long.
Yeah.
All day long. So I'm with you there. All right, everybody. You've heard us talk. You've heard us recommend. You've heard us complain about our terrible NBA playoff predictions. And
that whole thing up.
Yeah, we've ruined that. And just so you know, at one point in time, we were super in tune with sports. Just happens to not be this year, apparently. So we'll catch you back next week, maybe after a zoo trip or two. And I don't know. We'll see you then.